Yo, hello everyone, it's Emir here, and today's video is pretty much going to be an updated guide now with the Mutant Cells for Viesa. I have a previous video about the Viesa build, and we're pretty much going to be using the same build, but we're adding the Mutant Cells. And now I'm going to give you two options of like builds that you can use depending on what you're doing. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so here we are on my page build. Don't really mind the names, they're just random names that I put. So we're going to be using Absolute Zero because that's just the best module for Viesa. Just keep in mind that when you use Absolute Zero, all your skills are going to be singular. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to be using two skill cooldown modules, MP Conversion, Nimble Fingers. We're going to be using Focus on Singular and Focus on Shield for the cooldown and for the obviously added power. We're going to be using one skill expansion module, in this case, skill expansion, because the more expansion that we have, the more our first, third, and fourth skill radius explosion will increase, which means more enemies hit per skill cast, so leads to lesser clear times and more damage in general. Now, we're going to be using skill concentration, skill insight, and frontlines to cap our critical hit rate to 100%, and obviously get the critical hit damage on top of that. And this four module right here can be changed depending on what you like and what you're doing. So I know there are some builds that use Dangerous Ambush, right? Here. And the reason they use Dangerous Ambush is because the way Viesa skills works is that when you critical hit rate on an enemy, you will proc Frostbite. And Frostbite immobilizes the enemies, so you get the plus 49.8% additional skill power on immobilized enemies. As you can see here, I'm gonna boom, hit it. It didn't crit for some reason. There we go. Now I hit the crit, and you see the frostbite. Now he's immobilized, and my damage is higher against that enemy. However, the reason why I don't really use Dangerous Ambush for the vast majority of content is because Viesa is just way too strong. And since she's just one-shotting enemies left and right, you don't get the chance to proc your frostbite because they are dying as soon as you hit them with any skill. So the only enemies or the only activity that I would genuinely use Dangerous Ambush in is Erosion Push 30 because the enemies there are stronger than any other activity. So my recommendation is that if you're running 400% dungeons or Sigma Sector or Void Vessel, sorry, just get emergency measures because this is gonna give you the most amount of damage that you could get without having to proc Frostbite because everything will be dying instantly, right? Except for the bosses at the end, but honestly, the bosses at the end will also die like really fast, so you don't really need Dangerous Ambush. But if you're gonna be going for Purge 30, which is the chill one, you can use Dangerous Ambush. That's my recommendation. Obviously, it's up to you if you want to, try it or not. I prefer this for at least for what I use Viesa for. So with that being said, the components are gonna be obviously Ascending Armory and Hunter Memory, 2 pieces of each. I recommend getting the 2 pieces max HP here because this gives you a lot of HP, and well, this gives you max HP and max shield. Max shield is kind of trash, but yeah, we're gonna be using this for the skill cost and the skill cooldown. And for the reactors, honestly, there's 2 options. I mean, there's more, but the best options would be a reactor like this with skill critical hit damage and singular power boost ratio. This will give you the most amount of damage possible. But if you like to cast even more, you can get a skill critical hit damage and a skill cooldown reactor just like the one on screen right now. And this will give you more casts on your like time using Viesa. It will be up to you if you prefer like higher numbers or you prefer more cooldown. You will decide, right? But these are the 2 options that I recommend. Obviously, you can do like critical hit damage and heal or singular and shield. It's up to you, but these 2 are the best ones. As far as the weapon goes, Viesa doesn't really need a weapon because we are getting our critical hit rate cap, as you can see. So we don't need anything else, and there is no weapon that boosts singular damage. So honestly, I would recommend either getting a weapon that does damage by itself, so you can like aid yourself on the weapon, or getting a weapon that has sprint speed course, because that means that you won't be spamming your second skill to run even faster. You can use it to cap your movement speed, I mean your sprint speed, but it's up to you. Like if you don't use it, you will save the MP usage for the second skill, so it's really up to you. So with that being said, I'm gonna show you the arc tuning and the inversion reinforcements now. Okay, so here we are in the arc tuning tree, and it's pretty simple, right? We're gonna go to the all the way to the right side until we get the enhanced skill power, focusing, enhanced skill cost, and skill range. We're gonna go all the way up for the skill cooldown to the left side to get the critical hit damage. We're only gonna get 2 because we need to unlock the mutant cell slot on the right side here. Now there's 2 possible mutant cells options that you can use, but honestly, shield cohesion is gonna be the best in every single possible way, except for very niche cases, which I'm gonna explain you. But yeah, if you have just like one box and you really want to use Viesa, just get shield cohesion. This will work on 99.9% of the cases, and it will be the best option. It's just the strongest. It's like having a mini decimator in your arc tuning. Now, the other one that I'm talking about is this one. Because I don't have it. Let me find it. This one, Frostbite vulnerability. When attacking enemies inflicted with Frostbite, applies additional skill power. Skill power 99.5% additional, right? So if you watch the previous part of the video, Viesa procs Frostbite whenever she critical hit rates an enemy. And the reason why I say this is very niche is because you will be killing a lot of enemies before the bosses or before the elites, so you will still have the duration on shield cohesion. However, there are very niche cases where enemies won't be spawned between like bosses stages. Like for example, if you are doing Sigma Sector and you are facing Pattern Elias, you know that she doesn't spawn enemies. Instead, she becomes invulnerable for some period of time and then she spawns again, right? So in those very niche cases, obviously Frostbite vulnerability is gonna be a better option. But like I said, that's very niche. And if you only have one box of your choice, just pick shield cohesion always. It's like the most insane mutant cell that they added. It's pretty strong. So there's no reason to get the other one unless you have spare boxes. As far as the inversion reinforcement goes, we're gonna be using arc circulation tactic. This you will match with whatever weapon you want to. You don't have to strictly use it, but I recommend that you have a weapon that does damage because it always comes in handy if you run out of MP. And we're going to be using Violence Augmentation for more tankiness, means more HP. If you don't want to use this for some reason, just get the MP one because you will have more MP, which means more skills cast. Honestly, up to you. And yeah, with that being said, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will leave you guys on a demonstration on Sigma Sector, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Watch carefully. This is Hound Action, reporting extreme concentrations of void energy within the operation zone. All units, please proceed at your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
Large-scale Vulgus transfer confirmed. Descendant, stop the enemy troop deployment.
You can't escape.